Hi, welcome to Signalia. In this video, I'm going to be previewing the UI ecosystem components, and I'm going to start with the UIView script. The UIView script is a script that takes a panel or an image in the UI and turns it into a menu. That is, it will have a shown and hidden state, and you can control that through either scripts or the radio system. This can be used for things like pause menu, character screen, settings, or whatever UI menu sequence that your game needs. I'm going to describe it here in very basic terms, and I'm not going to delve into any of the other intricacies of the component. So to start with, I have this empty scene with just a camera component, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a UI image. This is how I usually start building a UI menu. So I'm going to create this, and I'm just going to add the canvas immediately for me. I'm going to take this image component and I'm going to name it something like menu, for example. And I'm going to put this in the center, and I'm going to expand it and design it without thinking of how the code is going to work. I'm just going to design it how I imagine it's going to be. I can even look at the game scene here so I can see what this will look like. So I'm going to use some of the assets that are included in the asset. You can find these if you search for SIG, and you'll get this collection of images in here. You can find them in this folder. If you go to the project hierarchy, you'll find this in the framework folder under shared assets. These are free to use. You can use them if you want. So I'm going to use this to set up the UI menu base. I'm going to put the pixel multiplier at 5. I'm going to make it look like this, and I'm going to add another image inside of this, and I'm going to anchor it to the corner. I'm going to give it the icon for closing, which is this one. I'm going to make sure to preserve the aspect, put it here. This is going to be the closing button that's going to close the menu. I'm going to name this exit button, and then I'm going to go into the other corner and I'm going to add a logo, just as an example. After doing that, now I'm going to turn this into a menu so that it can hide and show depending on what I do. So I'm going to go over to the menu, and I'm going to add the UIView component. Now, this script will allow me to do so much that you can explore in your own free time. Everything here is documented, and you can experiment with every single one of these options. I'm not going to delve into them in this video, but I'm going to delve into just what you need to have a working menu. All these other extra things are for more sophisticated menu setups, which I will cover in later videos. The first thing that you want to do to make this menu work is add a show and hide animation. The system comes with template animations that you can use. If I search for fade, I can find fade in appear or fade in disappear. There's also simple and out simple. So I'm going to use the fade in simple and the fade out simple. For this to work, I need to add a canvas group component. This will allow it to actually fade because the animation asset is going to use this to control the alpha of the menu. If you don't have this, it's going to fade the alpha of the image on the color property, which is not what you want because this is not going to hide children images. As you can see here, if I try to test hide, it's going to hide the color. So in order to make that work, just use canvas group, and it's going to prioritize that script instead. Now, what we will do is I'm going to give this menu name something that I can use, like, say, test menu, or it can be just whatever I need, something that I can remember. And I can use this in code to show this menu without a direct reference. And I'm going to show this in this video. So save this. Going back here, I just want to point something out. The starting status of the menu is by default hidden, which means if you jump in, this menu is not going to be shown. It's going to be in hidden state. And you can show it through code. This is usually how you want every menu to start. The other option, which is for back button hide, is pretty self-explanatory. It means that if you hit the back button, it's going to hide this menu. And the back button is automatically added by the system, and it will use the default cancel button that you have set up in your Unity input system. Now, this unfortunately does not support custom input systems like Rewired or the new Unity input system package, but I'm going to delve into the system and intricacies of the back button and how you can integrate it into other input systems so that you can use it. It's going to be pretty simple when I get into that video, but for now, know that this option, by default, means that this menu will hide whenever I hit escape, for example. All these other options, I'm going to delve into them in later videos so that you can understand exactly what each of these do. In a normal game, you won't need to look at these options. You can test around to see what happens. You can read up on all these comments in here. But for now, we're just going to keep going at this pace. I'm going to start this. As you can see, there's nothing because the menu is hidden. If I show the UI, you can see there it goes. Then I can hide it. Pretty self-explanatory. And that's basically how you make a menu. Now I'm going to set up this X button so that we can actually hide this menu. But I'm going to show this in a later video that describes how to set up a UI button, which is a completely different component in the system. It's pretty basic and want to keep this very easy to understand and digest. Later videos are going to be a lot more complicated, so be ready for that. But for now, this is the basics of how you can set up everything. In the next video, I'm going to look at how you can control the UI menu using the UI button, and also how you can control it from another custom script. I'll catch you in the next video.